Today Ed and I are going to do a quick review on Acecare bottles. Stick with us. All right, Ed and I are here on a nice sunny day out in the cave. We're going to take a look at some Acecare bottles today. A few different ones that we have and that we've picked up for other people. So first of all, they make a ton of different sizes, like from like a half a liter to, I believe they make a 12-liter tank that we don't have here now. So today what we have is a 2-liter, a 2-liter, a 3-liter, a 6.8 liter, and a 9-liter. And so Ed and I own, between us, we own 4 of these. One of them belongs to another friend of ours, and then the other 6-liter that I just picked up for another friend of mine, we didn't have here today. So, but we do have a 6-liter here, so we can look at. So, I bought this 9-liter last year. I've had it maybe a year and a half. Ed's had this one, what, about a year or so?
About a year, yeah.
Yeah, 6.8 liters is Ed's. Recently, I purchased this 3-liter. To do some testing in the field with, a little smaller tank, and maybe throw it in the backpack and pack it around. And then Ed recently bought a 2-liter to kind of do the same thing. Found that this was really nice when you're out shooting a whole bunch, but with his gun, and he's shooting an FX DRS, is that right?
Correct.
FX DRS. This gives him quite a few charges, so works pretty well. And if he doesn't need his big tank for the day, then he can take a small tank. And I'm doing the same thing. I just got this. I really haven't had it in the field much. I did take it out one time, but I didn't have it all the way full, so I'm not sure how it's going to work for me. I run a 480 cc tank on my FX Impact, so we'll see how many fills and whether it's going to give me a full day's run, depending on where we're at and that sort of thing. If not, we've got bigger tanks that we can use, plus we have portable compressors. And we both just bought GX-CS4 compressors, so we got lots of air now. So these are really convenient when we're out. Rather than, we were both using the portable compressors, and they're nice, they work, but you know, you're out there 10-15 minutes to pump your gun up, and then it takes a lot of time in the field. Literally, it takes seconds to fill your gun, your air rifle up, or your paintball gun. If you're paintballing with one of these, just takes seconds. You have the air there. You don't have to wait for anybody or wait for a compressor. Pretty nice. So you can see the size differences. Obviously, again, we don't have all the sizes, but 2-liter and 3-liter are basically the same length. Now they do make some different. They do make a short, fat 2-liter tank, but these are the tanks that we typically use. So just size difference in diameter. And then 6.8 and 9-liter also are very close to the same length, just diameter size limit. So tons of air. I mean, literally, what do you think you can get out of this? You're shooting one. How big is the cylinder on your?
I'm getting like 35 fills out of this thing.
Like a
260 bar or 280 cc tank on my gun. So with the small one, the 2-liter, I can get just over 6 fills, and for most days we're filling 3 times on a 5-hour day about shooting pellets. So the little one for me is working fabulous. Looking forward to seeing how the 3-liter is going to do on Frank's gun. I think he's going to be happy with it. We just haven't had the opportunity to get out and really burn some air. So I think he's going to like it. And these are fabulous if you're going to be gone for 3 or 4 or 5 days on a camping trip or whatever. These are excellent if it's an overnighter, really, honestly, if you're going to go that route. And the size of them is you could almost throw them in a whatever backpack and they don't weigh nothing and just go and have a good time. So yeah, they all have their uses. You could carry these around, but not all day.
Yeah, I specifically got this one to do field testing with and get it in a backpack and pack it out. So maybe if we get out, go camping or something, and we're gonna do a little hiking out, we can find a place that's got maybe some ground squirrels or some Eurasian doves or something, and just throw this in the backpack. And then, you know, if we're out hiking around, we're only gonna be out maybe 2 or 3 hours. Should be plenty of air. My gun's a little bit of an air hog, not too bad, but it's just the cylinder's bigger, so, you know, fill wise, we'll have to see how it works. But if I could get 2 or 3 fills from 300 bar, I fill the 250 bar. So typically we fill these tanks at 300 bar. They are rated, their working pressure is 300 bar, even though they say they're a 4,500 PSI tank. 300 bars, I think 4,250. So we don't try to overstress them or anything. We got plenty of air, so we don't really need to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd like to stick that in the backpack and do a little packing with it, and see how it works out. I think it's going to work. So, and 2 liter even more. It's a little bit lighter, a little bit smaller. Should work really good.
Yeah, there's one thing that I think we're going to try here pretty soon is either we just air one of the smaller tanks down, just to air them down, and use these as like a reserve or a cascade to see, you know, if we take 500 or we get to a point where we can't fill our guns with the smaller ones, but we have the bigger ones, let's say, in the vehicle. I want to see if we can get pressure back into this, bring this back up to where it needs to be. So that's one thing that we're going to try down the road and see if that'll work.
Yeah, and it should work fine.
Yeah. Because we have more volume, same pressure, just more volume. So
yeah, so like if we're going to do a bunch of backpacking out, a day trip for a couple hours each day,
yeah.
We want to refill these, we can refill off of here. Our portables really aren't made to fill these, so we can refill. I mean, the CX4s that we have are actually a portable compressor, and they will work on 12 volt, but if we're out for a couple of days, we probably don't want to haul them around. So these, I think this is going to work really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the things that we've noticed on the tanks are they make different valve systems, and if you can see on here, this is the almost kind of the standard firefighter valve.
Yeah.
I think that's used on the breather tanks, which is basically what these are. Kind of a standard tank pressure valve, and then this valve here is going to be your line pressure going into your tank. So that's actually both the Edge tanks, which are these two, have that. My tank has just a regular valve or a regular gauge for the tank, and then line pressure. So it's a little bit different. They both work the same way. They both work excellent. There's no problems there.
Yeah.
They're just different. And then the other 6.8 liter tank that I purchased, I actually got it for a buddy of mine. It doesn't have a tank gauge on it. So just the line pressure gauge. So you can either see how much is in the tank when you're filling, or you can put a deadhead on it and turn it on, which is what we used to do for paintball. When I used to turn my paintball, is we could just deadhead it and see how much we had in it. Although we did have a little valve on our tanks. So it's kind of nice to have a tank valve, or excuse me, a tank gauge, just so you can see immediately how much pressure is in it, but it's not really necessary, absolutely necessary. So they all come with, well, you can order them with or without the fill stations. This is the fill station part. And they do come with a hose on the fill station. If you order the fill station, you don't have to. You can order the tank by itself without a valve at all on it if you want. Acecare offers it that way. So pretty wide array of tanks and ways you can buy. So we'll leave all kinds of links down in the bottom for Acecare. And didn't really mention this, but we bought all these tanks. We don't work for Acecare. We don't get free tanks or anything.
We're not sponsored by them.
Yeah, we're not sponsored. So all of our reviews are, we're going to tell you the truth. It is what it is. We want to get it out there and make sure that you know, everything's on the up and up. So
yeah. Giving you it straight. They're all a great system. You can, I believe, on their website, acecare.com, you can if you want to get this style here with the red main valve, you know, it's still a valve, and your fill station valves, all of them that I've noticed are the same. And as you can see here, and then I have the, you know, like I said, you have the option. So I went with this for whatever reason. I like it. I like them all, honestly. I don't have anything bad to say about them. They work great. They're pretty sturdy. A couple of these have slid out of the back of the truck and hit the gravel road. Not at high speeds, but and I've seen them fall out of fire trucks at 30 miles an hour. So they're sturdy tanks. And on Acecare's website, you can see actually there's videos on how these are made, aluminum inside with the fiber. You know, you want to make sure everything's snug and tight, and you know, if you're not getting air out of the end of this, it's probably because it was too tight. It just has a
little Delrin washer.
Yeah, Delrin washer. So, and the threads are not like a pipe thread; they're not tapered. And so, there's a few videos that we've done out there. We'll throw links to that in there on, you know, things to watch for and whatnot. But they're good tanks. They do their job. They you know, you need to have them hydro tested. What is it, every 5 years? And then after a 15-year life, with any tank you buy, doesn't matter where you get it, 15 years, and that's pretty much it. You get a new one. So you get a little jar and you start saving pennies if you're going to be doing that for the next 20 years, which we plan on doing. So yeah, nothing bad to say about them. There's different things. There's a video I think that I threw out in regards to this, the valve, the on-off valve, I guess you would call it, for your main valve. It has a ratchet system. So if you're filling something, you kind of have to push it in to turn it. I put together a washer inside that deleted that, so I can turn it on or turn it off, and I don't have to mess with it. But other than that, you know, those are safety things, and that's probably why they use these on fire service type stuff, or even diving and whatnot, so you don't rub it or hit it and turn it off. But yeah, like Frank says, you can get it with the fill station, without the fill station, just the main valve regulator or main valve, and or you can get it without any of the valves. It just, whatever your use is. Maybe you already have a valve, so down the road you get just the tank.
Yeah, maybe you have a tank that's end of life and you still have a good valve. You can just order a tank without a valve set and keep on going.
Cuts down on the price a little bit. Yeah. So
you might see this hose looks a little different on this. I've changed this hose to a microline hose, and then both Ed and I are both running these quick fill adapters, and maybe we'll do a quick video at some point in time on these. They're really handy. Also been wanting to try one for a long time, and they seem to work. I mean, again, you can spend 10 or 15 minutes with a portable compressor getting air in your gun, or you can literally grab it and in 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, you can have a fill and be right back out shooting. There's times where we got a couple hours to go out, so we don't have a lot of time to fool around. Throw our gear in the car, go out to the squirrel fields, shoot for 2 hours, come back, and this saves us a ton of time, and as well as some other stuff that we can talk about maybe in another video. That's a real time saver, very easy, simple, no messing around, that sort of thing. So yeah, pretty nice.
And it's less stuff that you have to bring. It's so convenient to just have your bottle, whatever size really, and it just takes up less space, and it's nice, makes it nice. So yeah.
So Acecare also has, not this stuff, but they also have some bags. This is for my 9-liter, and they make a carry handle style for the 6.8 liter, and then they make a 6.8 liter bag. Also,
and I do think that they have the, this was in this style, and obviously they have the camouflage ones too.
this
side.
is, yeah, this is, I think, their newest style for the 3-liter. I just got this one. And it's nicely padded. I mean, I'm real happy with it. I could build one of these, but why? They're very reasonably priced, and you order it and it gets here. You know, if it's in the States, it gets here in a few days. Or you know, if you order it off of Amazon through Acecare, you'll have it in a couple of days. Prime, you know, maybe even sooner.
Yeah.
If it has to come from mainland China, then it's going to be, you know, takes a week or two. But they do have a lot of stuff here in the States now, and I believe Amazon is warehousing their stuff, so that's their main warehousing is through Amazon, as I understand it.
They're coming out. They don't have it yet. Should be here fairly soon. The bags for the 2-liter bottles, and so that'll be nice when that happens. A little more protection, and then you have the strap. You know, throw it over your shoulder or however you want to do it. The big thing is for me, and I'm sure for Frank, is having something a little extra in case you bounce it, which
yeah, I ran
we don't.
with the 9-liter for a while, and I didn't have a bag. These bags weren't, the bag for the 9-liter wasn't available, and took it out. And it got a couple of little small dingers in it, nothing that should hurt anything. I know that I've been told that from the hydro guys that the guys that test them, that if they're too beat up, that they don't want to hydro test them, but that's secondhand information, so I'm not sure about that. I know you were telling me that you guys had some pretty beat up firefighter bottles, and did they still hydro, or did I know you guys used to air up your own, but
Yeah.
they still hydroed all right?
Yeah.
So
and
who
the
knows?
environment that these things were in was amazing. So yeah, nothing bad to say. They're sturdy. 2-liter bottle bags will be coming out pretty soon, and you know, it's all really reasonably priced, I think. So yeah, Acecare.
Yeah, and I think actually the prices have come down a little bit since I bought my first one. I seen another video this morning, and the guy quoted kind of a price on a 6.8-liter, and I thought, wow, that sounds pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're definitely worth the money, especially if you want to save time and trouble, and if you have a way to fill them. You know, if you take them to the dive shop, they're only going to go 3,000 psi on a good day, probably 2,900 on a warm day. So you're not going to get the full benefit of these tanks unless you can fill them yourself, or you've got a buddy that's got a compressor that'll do 4,500 psi or more. So we've always had some kind of compressor. When I got into it, I decided I was going to hand pump my guns full, and I bought a compressor. And I've had some problems with some other compressors. I won't go into that right now, but that's for another video. But man, these have just been great. They've been such a time saver, so much more pleasurable when you're out there and you just want to bump your tank up. You're going to go take a walk away from the vehicle or away from the side-by-side, and you just want to bump your gun and get it full, so when you walk out, you're not running out of air.
Yeah.
So pretty sweet.
And nice and quiet. You're running a compressor, it's noisy. I was running not the GS CX4, but before that I was running one, and it was noisy, and I'd have to bring a generator or, you know, a battery inverter pack. So it's just more stuff to carry. But if you're wanting to be quiet, for the most part, just you hear a little hiss, and that's it. So yeah, check it out, and we'll throw some links in there for sure on our channels and the bottles and whatnot.
Yeah, we'll have plenty of links for everything that we talked about today. So, anything else to add? I think it pretty much covers it.
Just that I'm happy. I'm happy with the bottles I have, and a friend of ours down the road, this is his, and he's pretty excited. He kind of pushed me to get that one these two after Frank got the 3 and we saw it. It's like, yeah, we gotta get something smaller, so we pulled the trigger on that, and it wasn't bad. Not a bad pull. So
yeah, one other thing. You good?
No, you're good. Go
okay,
ahead.
yeah. One other thing I wanted to mention is, you know, we've had a couple of little problems with some fittings and stuff. Nothing major, seriously. we've got a hold of Acecare, and they've taken care of us, like over and above taking care of us.
Yeah.
Sending extra fittings when we have a problem, or O-rings or that sort of thing. Even the little stuff. I mean, they're very responsive to
questions, answers.
Question, everything.
Yeah.
So I've really been overall really happy. So we appreciate the good customer service that we've had. Very little stuff, but like recently I got and I haven't even talked to them about it, and I'm sure they'll send me another one, probably send me two, but I had a faucet fitting on, I believe it was this tank, my new tank, on the end of the fill hose that was bad. Take that back. That wasn't even here. That was my compressor, so not so much. But the little things, O-rings and stuff, that I was missing an O-ring and something, and bam, they just got it here really quick, and we'll take care of it. No questions asked. Have a nice day. Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
They have, I believe, their warehouses in Southern California.
You know, I thought their warehouse was in Ontario, but they told me that they're housing their stuff with Amazon. So they're probably in their Amazon fulfillment centers. Like our close one is Reno. So if they have stuff in Reno, we get it in a day.
Yeah.
We're in Northern California. So if it's in Ontario or somewhere down there, then probably it takes a couple days.
Yeah.
Usually. And you don't have to just get a hold of them. If there's a problem, you just get a hold of Acecare, and they'll do it for you. They'll take your information and bang. So really good customer service.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, I think check them out and do some research. Get a hold of us if you have any questions, thoughts of whatever. Obviously, we've had our fill of dealing with them and getting all the spider webs out of them, if there is any, and it's really not. So, yeah.
All right, well, good. Thanks for stopping by. If you would like, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. It really helps us out. It doesn't cost you anything. And then when we have new videos, and we'll have some more stuff coming up, you'll get a notification for it. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I try to release videos usually on the weekend if I have time. Not always, but we'll try to get this one out probably midweek or so on this one, if just a matter of timing and that sort of thing. So stick with us, and thanks for coming in.
Yep. Like, subscribe. You'll be the first to know. Thank you, guys.
All right, thanks, guys.